Why don't you give me a sign?
This is Corinna Jane.
The leaves are trailing on that shore. It's not your problem, it's mine.
With her brand new single, Give Me a Sign.
While the world still spins,
As featured on BBC Introducing.
it's just the way it's gotta be. Give me a sign about the things that we don't know. Why don't you give me a sign?
Corinna Jane, Give Me a Sign. Out now.
It's not your problem, it's mine.
I know a guy, Nate Clark. Him and his crew have done about 14 stick-ups. He's slick. And he's the fourth man.
Collection?
Robbery.
Never done a robbery before.
Can I trust you?
Hello, I'm Sophia Jessica, and welcome to the Fan Carpet.
All right, so it's wonderful to speak to you today. It's an excellent film. If we go back to the beginning, was there a defining moment for you guys to get into the entertainment industry?
I'll let you guys go first.
The very, very beginning.
Me.
Yeah, for me, it was, I was watching The Godfather. I was 16 years old. I was watching The Godfather. The clocks had gone back because it was, I think, winter time, and the clocks had gone back. And I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. And The Godfather came on ITV, and I was watching it. And when it finished, I thought, I want to be a filmmaker. And that was my defining moment.
Cool.
I think it was my first job that I did, and I started when I was 10. So I didn't know that this could be a full-time career. I didn't know where it could go. And I just remember walking onto set, and it sounds so cliche and so cringy, but I just fell in love with it. And I was like, this is what I meant to do. Like this, I just loved it so much. And I don't know, just the feeling I got from working with everyone and that kind of buzz you get from meeting so many different people. Yeah, I was like, yeah, this is it for me.
I think when I was a kid, I always used to say that I wanted to be an actor when I was a really little kid. I remember I used to go to movies and watch movies with my mom and my cousin. And my cousin would always be like, I want to be a spy, or I want to be a cop, or whatever. You know, whatever the movie was, he always wanted to be that lead character, whatever that was. And I always remember I always said I wanted to be an actor. But then when I went to high school, which was very focused on grades and academia, blah, blah, blah. And they were just, everyone there was like, that's obviously not what you're going to do. You need to pick a real career, that kind of chat. So I thought for a long time, I wanted to do something like medicine or biology. And I was doing that for ages and ages, but I also always did GCSE drama and A-level drama. And during the A-level, my drama teacher, shout out Miss McGillian, she just said, if you want to do this, you can do this. There's drama schools, and she gave me all this stuff. And so then talking to her, I made the decision yeah, I will try this. And I remember I went home and told my mom, who she thought she was going to have a doctor for her son. She's always supported me, but that first day when I told her, I was like, nah, I don't really want to do medicine anymore. I want to be an actor. I could tell she was upset.
Yeah.
She just saw money going out the window. She's like, damn it.
Oh, God.
That's funny.
Yeah. So what was it about Blonde Purple that made you want to tell this story on screen?
For me, there's a number of things. I love 90s heist films. So a lot of those influences are in the film. So you've got films like Heat, and you have films like Reservoir Dogs and Jackie Brown, and anything, and Ocean's 11, anything where there's money and a group of people who are all fighting for this money. There's something that becomes really animalistic, and the human nature of people becomes a lot more prevalent. So I just wanted to kind of tell a fun heist film. My last film was a very artistic, wishy-washy drama, which done really well, but I just wanted to have a bit of fun with this one. And also there's some undertones of social commentary in there as well that I wanted to get across as well.
Yeah, excellent. And for you, Ellie?
What kind of drew me to the film?
Yeah. To bring this character to life, because you're central to it.
Absolutely.
She's very complex, and that is the most exciting that's like it's like a dream role you could ever have. It's literally just pre-presented with like 50 different emotions and go, yeah, play them all. it's yeah, it was crazy. And it was such a kind of, Marcus, I think you can agree, it was such a kind of in-depth process me and you went through with this character to find her. And when I was on set, I literally just was her, which was, it was crazy. I knew her inside and out to the point where there was things that happened in scenes that I don't think any of us predicted. And that was really, really fun because it was really kind of spontaneous. And yeah, it just kind of kept me on my toes. I think that's a very good way to describe it. Yeah, she's not a boring character.
Not at all.
For you, Julian?
Yeah, I mean, similar stuff to what both the guys have said there. You know, like first off, you know, when I read the script, it was like what Marcus is, those films were the films I watched when I was a kid. Like, you know, which may be a bit too dark for a kid, but I like Heat, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. I loved all that stuff. I mean, me and Marcus even had like an in-depth day where we were just chatting about The Godfather, for example. So I definitely related to like the writing. I liked it. And then also as well, you know, I think with acting, I've always used it as a way of exploring myself. And he has a tempestuous relationship with his father, which I recognized with my father, a lot of that. And it was a chance for me to, you know, use it as free therapy and go in as well. I feel like do a good job because it's like something I understood, you know. And so I use that, and hopefully as well, when you, as an actor, when you go through those truths, you know, you get to like people will watch that and they'll understand truths in themselves. Also, I'm American. My dad's was American, so I always wanted to play American. You know what I mean? It was great to have an American role, so well to get my teeth into. You know?
Yeah, awesome. Do you have any memories from set that will stick with you throughout your careers?
Yeah, so many. It, like the fact that we filmed it in like in the middle of a pandemic and in the middle of a lockdown, I think the whole time we were all just like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
How are we doing this? How is this happening? And I think me personally, I think everyone, it made us feel even more grateful because we did the impossible. We made the impossible possible, essentially.
Yeah.
And every single day, we were just like, we're so lucky and blessed to be doing this, that we like ate it up, didn't we? Like the buzz on set and the whole environment was electric. Like I actually can't describe it. It was incredible. But yeah, we're just like funny little moments offset. Like there were so many times where me and Julian just completely lost the plot. Like, do you remember in the green room we were just going absolutely crackers? Like just funny things like that. Yeah, it just too many things. I couldn't name them.
We had a lot of fun. Like it's for such like a dark topic matter, like which I think you need like in a cast and crew. Like you kind of want to outside of it just be laugh. When we did, like we laughed so much on that job with each other, and also as well just good performances. You know, like I remember on a number of times in that film, the people I was working with just sitting across from me being like, "Fuck." They just like threw that shit out there, and it was intimidating. Everyone was really professional. Everyone was on top of their game, and it's hard to pick out individual moments, you know.
I think for me, it was definitely because a bulk of the film was shot in one room with these two lovely actors here, and I remember them coming to me on one take and going, "How was I?" And I said, 7 out of 10. You know, 7 out of 10. And they were like, well, how do we get a 10? I was like, no one gets a 10. No one gets a 10. But I remember one scene they did together and I was like, shit, they got a 10. And it was a really intense one take scene and they both smashed out of the park. And I was like, wow, they can give me 10s. And I feel like that's kind of what Ellie was saying before, where the energy and the emotion and the fact we're filming in a pandemic all kind of exploded in that one moment, that one take. And we got this perfect take, which I love. It gives me goosebumps every time I see it.
That was the one scene we didn't rehearse. I remember because we didn't want.
Yeah, just went straight for it. Straight for it. Yeah, that was really good.
It was just,
Yeah.
I had no idea what each other was going to do, which was scary, but it gave a really cool performance, I think.
Yeah, that raw energy.
Awesome. So who inspires you in the industry?
Julian?
Who inspires me? Yeah, a lot of. I think I'm just a pure actor head, and like I grew up with like Reservoir Dogs and seeing great performances. Like Denzel Washington's, Robert De Niro's. I just love actors. Any actor, who is obsessed with the craft. Cillian Murphy, like. And even just people I meet, like I'll do jobs and like meet, like Ellie inspired me. I think after doing that, working with her, is like I saw like someone who was so passionate about acting, took it so seriously. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow, okay. It really did re-inspire me working with her, because I felt like she had such an amazing energy and attitude towards it. Marcus inspired me as well, because he just, made this whole project happen. And then I'm sitting in the cinema watching this amazing film, and I'm like, this came out of this guy's head, and I just love anyone who's truly creative, truly artistic, whether they be famous in the industry or I meet them on a friggin' couch at casting, do you know what I mean? Like waiting outside, and they're passionate,
Yeah.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, it's similar for me. I think we can all look at famous actors and actresses and think, oh yeah, these inspire me, I want a career like them. But it's the people you meet in day-to-day life and the stories people tell you, and you have so many in-depth conversations on a film set because you're in such an odd mind space that you just go straight to that. You're like, right, life story in 5 minutes, let's go. And you just meet so many different people from walks of life that you would never come across usually, but you're just all thrown together in this one room essentially, and it's like, right, let's make magic. So you inspire each other. You learn, like Julian said, like I learned so much from him, learned so much from Marcus. You inspire off each other and you bounce off each other's energy. So yeah, I'd say more day-to-day people that I meet in the acting industry rather than like a sole famous actor.
Nice.
Awesome.
For me, I'm going to be boring and just give you names of famous directors. So I love Paul Thomas Anderson growing up, and I loved Scorsese. I loved the whole 70s kind of era. So Coppola and George Lucas, and I can go on and on and on. But a lot of the influences are in the film. So people may watch the film and go, "Oh, I saw that." That's kind of reminds me of Spike Lee, or reminds me of Quentin Tarantino, or reminds me of Stanley Kubrick. But I remember being a kid and just loving Kubrick and kind of the older films, to be honest with you. So yeah, those are my inspirations.
Awesome. It's got to be quite filming during a pandemic. That's got to be quite an interesting experience.
Yeah, for sure. There was plenty of times where we had COVID scares. And I remember one time we had one of our actresses, Jennifer Lee Moon, who we were about to shoot a scene the day prior or the day before, day after. And she got sick, and we all feared the worst. We all thought it was COVID. If it was COVID, then she'd be out of the game for 14 days, 2 weeks. And that would have just ruined everything. The film wouldn't have been finished most likely. So thankfully it wasn't COVID, and we got past it. And there was another time where the assistant camera guy actually worked on another film set where he got exposed to someone who had COVID, and then he came to our set, and then we all thought we had COVID. I don't think you guys know about this. And then we thought to ourselves, do we continue? Well, might as well. I mean, if we all got COVID, then we might as well shoot with COVID, all of us. But thankfully he didn't have COVID and everything was okay. But it was really kind of a testing time shooting during the pandemic for many reasons. One being COVID, another being everywhere is shut, which isn't so cool. So some locations weren't available to shoot at. And then on top of that, getting permits to shoot at places became problematic. And there was one day when me and Julian were on set and we were shooting outside this house, and we actually asked the neighborhood watch if we can shoot there. The lady said yes, absolutely. we started shooting outside this guy's house, and he came outside and started calling the police. And we got into a bit of a verbal altercation, which became pleasant at the end. But yeah, just small things like that you can't account for because they're so intrinsic to this specific pandemic that were problematic. But I feel like, like Ellie said before, we all came together as almost like a little team and pushed our way through it.
Yeah, that altercation, I remember he was going on about COVID as well. It's like everyone was so high stressed, and I was being maybe the most diva actor I've ever been in my life with Marcus, because the film had moved like unexpectedly, and in that time it moved, barbershops closed, so I couldn't get a haircut. I was like, Marcus, I need a haircut before the film. I need to get it on. I need the edges right. I need everything to be right. Like, it's fine, it's fine. He really calmed me down, dealing with me being like, no, you don't understand. And then he's like, look, just send me a picture of your hair. And I sent him a picture of my hair. And the very next text he gave me was like, right, we'll get you a barber. It's not bad.
Oh, goodness me. Well, for me, because majority of my stuff was done in that one location, it kind of just felt like a bubble. Like I literally felt like I was in a bubble for a week and a half, however long it was. But yeah, it definitely, you were just so much more aware that we're shooting in a pandemic, we're shooting in a lockdown. And it's just what I said before, like I just felt so grateful. It was more of a thing of like, rather than this is really scary, it was like, I'm so lucky to be able to do this. I know so many friends of mine, colleagues of mine, that their projects had to be shut down, or they lost a part because they got COVID, like they got cast in it and then they had to give it to someone else because they got poorly. So yeah, we were just so lucky.
And you pulled it all off. That's great. So what are your preferred genres and any favorite films?
Ooh. I love a thriller. I do. I love watching a thriller. I love the like excitement and the adrenaline that you get watching it, and you're hooked and you're constantly not wanting to look away from the screen, and you're just like, what's going to happen next? Oh my God. And the kind of shock elements in films I really enjoy. So yeah, I like being kept on my toes.
I like me a complex French film that you don't understand what it means. I love having to read the subtitles and just working out what the hell's going on. And at the end of the film thinking, what was that? I like that. It kind of, I find it challenging to the soul and to the mind. Whereas with your Hollywood blockbusters, they give you all the answers there and then. So yeah, I love me a nice foreign film.
Awesome.
I like a lot of spy stuff. I just watched a spy film there. It's from Korea, and like it's about this guy trying to break into North Korea during the 90s, and from that to like James Bond, Mission Impossible. I don't know what it is about spies, man. I got like a hard on for them. I don't know. Spy Came In From the Cold, Tinker Tailor, all those classic ones. And favorite. I find it hard to pick a favorite, but we talked about Godfather once. That's one of my favorite films. Again, acting is incredible. Character journey, change from the start to the end is brilliant. But I couldn't say that's favorite.
Wonderful. Now, do you have a wish list of who you'd like to work with?
Oh, there's like one, well, it's kind of going back to the question about like who's your inspiration. If I was to say a name, I'd say Jodie Comer. I think she's absolutely incredible. I love everything that she's about. I feel like we had very like similar paths and like entries into the industry. So I can kind of like relate to her in terms of how she got into it. Like she just worked and worked and worked her way up. Like I don't believe she went to a full-time 3-year drama school. I think she did like training, but it wasn't a 3-year course. So yeah, I feel like I can relate to her almost. And yeah, I just think her versatility is absolutely off the charts. It's insane. She's incredible. So yeah, her hands down.
Awesome. Yeah, she's wonderful.
Um,
And for you guys?
Okay. Julian, sorry, were you about to answer?
yeah, I mean, I'd like to work with, again, a lot of actors like Mads Mikkelsen. I've been watching a lot of his films recently. I think he's a brilliant actor. Um, anyone who can, Riz Ahmed, Francis McDormand, anyone who can like really inspire me to get that heat, baby, get that little spice. Directors wise, I need to I watch all these films. And I always respect the directors. Scorsese, all those films. I'd love to work with him. But I don't know much about how a lot of directors work with actors. Do you know what I mean? I just know the great actors they have.
For me, I had a wish list when I was younger, and I had Philip Seymour Hoffman top of my list, and unfortunately he passed away a few years ago. So for me, potentially Edward Norton, Don Cheadle. I'd actually love to work with some actors from the past, like Jimmy Stewart and stuff like that, and see what the difference was between the acting back then and the acting now.
That'd be an interesting thing to go down. Are there any other aspects of the film industry that you'd like to pursue?
Ooh.
Go
on, you go.
Yeah, I like writing. I like writing. I've actually filmed recently like a teaser for a kind of sitcom script. I like writing comedy. And I enjoyed when I filmed the teaser. I enjoyed the producing of it. Getting all the people to get. It was actually, again, to be fair, Marcus. I have to give Marcus the credit to inspire me to do this, because when I saw him doing all this work, I was like, "Yo, I want to try and do that." And that was I started writing it around the time I started filming this, because I saw him doing all that, and I thought, I've got to give this a go. And I enjoyed getting all the people together, getting the actors together, the crew. And again, it made me respect madly what people like Marcus do, because it's stressful. But yeah, so I like that. I like creating, like curating a project or something like that,
Nice. Ellie?
Yeah, similar for me. I like writing. I dabbled a little bit in it when I was younger, when I was like 15. I wrote a short film. And then we're like turning that into a feature film in the process. So yeah, I really enjoyed that whole process, and coming up with a whole world essentially, and I mean, Marcus, you can comment on this, but like creating characters and situating them in a completely like your own little bubble, and then seeing them come to life and getting people on board and actually seeing these characters evolve is really cool. So yeah, the whole creative process, I think, is freaking awesome.
It is. For me, unfortunately or fortunately, to get into the film industry, especially as a director or writer, is extremely difficult. So I've had to go through pretty much everything. I've had to do producing, I've had to do casting, I've had to do writing, I've had to do editing, I've had to do my own filming at times. So I've kind of done everything already. So I'm kind of going to stay where I am now and just direct and write for a bit. Because like you guys said, it is difficult to do so many things at once. And I always feel it's best to delegate to people who are specific in those roles.
Awesome. Fandoms are obviously a big part of the industry. Who or what are you a fan of?
I've just recently I've actually felt myself being a fan, because it's the root of fanatic. I haven't all these years I haven't watched Curb Your Enthusiasm, and I don't know what it was. I actually wanted to watch Succession, so I got Now TV and Curb Your Enthusiasm there, and I was like, let me watch this. And I was like finding myself Googling like Larry David, I'm like looking up his pictures. I'm obsessed with Curb Your Enthusiasm. I started watching Seinfeld as well, so I never had seen before. And I can definitely say I'm a big Larry David fan as of the past 2 weeks. I'm like Googling like, where was he born? You know when you're reading someone's like life, you definitely know you're a fan.
Yeah. Awesome. It's all on Netflix.
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
It is, yeah. The whole thing.
Yeah.
Mine's like a bit different. I think because a lot of like genres that I do are quite intense. I don't ever really act in comedy. I love stand-up comedy. It's like my favorite thing to kind of like be stressed with, I guess, because I think stand-up comedians are so intelligent and so witty. It's remarkable, and I love watching stand-up comedy routines or just like sketch shows. I think that's really cool because it's not what I do at all, so I can enjoy it and like appreciate it as an art form, but I'm not like that's what I want to do. I can just enjoy it and look at it as like a spectator rather than being like that's what I want to be. Do you know what I mean?
I do, yeah. There's a wonderful comic over in America called Marc Ellis.
Oh yeah. He's very good. He's very good. I'm actually going to steal your answer as well, Ellie, because same here, stand-up comedy. And there's some lines in the film where taken from like Chris Rock and stand-up comedy is amazing. It's such a weird art form because it's just you on stage trying to make people laugh, and I love it when it fails, but I equally love it when it succeeds as well.
Yeah. So is there a book that you're a fan of that hasn't been adapted to film or TV or Netflix yet that you'd love to be a part of?
Good question.
Oh, that's a great question. That is a great question. Wow.
I think.
The first thing that came to my head was Shantaram, but I would get no parts in that. So I'm like, don't do that. No, there's no point in having that. But I'll leave that as my placeholder answer until I can think of either a part I can do in that or.
I would actually. Does it have to be something that's never been adapted?
No, it could be something that's like maybe a retelling.
Okay,
would be fine. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of books, but I love The Lion and the Witch in the Wardrobe, and I'd love to explore that universe. And I know they did it literally like 10, 15 years ago, and it's probably best served as a TV series, to be honest with you. So I would love. I just love that world, that Narnia world. So I'd love to explore that as a. Sorry, go on.
Oh, I was just going to say they were my favorite books as a child.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I love them.
I've got all 7. On
no way.
Bed. Yeah.
Which one? Right, which one's your favorite?
Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
But I've got them here.
Wow.
All here. All 7.
Oh my God.
There you go. Yeah. For me, they're better than Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings, but like that universe is just amazing.
Yeah, mine's quite similar. It's when I was a kid, I used to read a lot. I don't tend to read as much now, but I used to always. So maybe in some weird subconscious mindset, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do acting because I'd always be like, imagine if I was this person. Like I would read a children's book and see myself in that world. Like I could picture me being that person. So when I was a kid, probably every single book I read.
Egocentric, that's what it is.
Yeah, I just loved, it's like imagining what it would be like in true form.
Awesome. So with the popularity of streaming services like Disney Plus and Netflix, and obviously over the last couple of years, they were the lifeblood for everybody. What do you think the future of cinema is?
Ooh. Wow. I think it's bleak, unfortunately. I think what you're seeing now is you're seeing massive, huge Marvel films, DC films, and franchises just being made consistently, and they're the only ones that make it onto the big screen. Everything else just gets dumped onto streaming platforms, which I guess is kind of good right now, because during the pandemic, everyone kind of adapted to watching things on small screens. So I love cinema, and I think it's the most precious thing that I personally have in my life. But I do feel like the future of it for smaller filmmakers is quite bleak.
Yeah, I agree. I think
a good film doesn't make a lot of money because you know that likely means it's just not gonna happen again. You know what I mean? Like, you can watch some really good films in the cinema that are brilliant, but you know
Absolutely.
they were a flop, right?
Mm.
And because of that type of film's not going to get made again.
Yeah,
it's sad. It's really sad because it's such a, like, the cinema is literally an art form. It's such an experience going to the cinema and watching it in this massive exterior, essentially. So yeah, it's sad. It makes me sad because it is, like you said, it's bleak.
Yeah, I think my favorite films of my life, I doubt would get onto cinemas if they were released now, and that's kind of where we are.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. What does the future hold for Blonde Purple?
Well, the present holds an award for Julian. He won an award last week for Best Actor, which is great. I hope in the future holds some awards for Ellie and for the rest of the cast. And it gets released on the 30th of November. So I'm hoping the future also holds some positive feedback from people who watch it. And I guess that's all we can hope for at this point, really, is just, some positive feedback. And I think a lot of the journey's been done by making the film. Making a film anyways pretty hard. Making a film during the pandemic's even harder, and then getting the film sold is also hard. And then now we're here waiting for it to be released, which is nerve-wracking. But when it gets released, I'm hoping that we all get the recognition we deserve.
Awesome.
What do you guys want?
I can care about it.
I'm so excited for it to be out. I don't think I've ever been so proud of a project. I can literally say it with my hand on my heart. So yeah, I just can't wait for people to see what we made, because we made absolute magic. So it's people's reactions that I'm excited to see, and their kind of take on it. Because, and like, when we watched it in our screening that we had, there were parts that I was like, oh, that wasn't funny, and everyone was laughing. Like in me and Julian's scene, so many people were laughing at points where we were like, was that meant to be funny? So it's do you remember, it was just seeing people's different takes on it. So that would be really, really cool.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I mean, I agree with both these guys. I'm proud of it. I want people to see it, and I think people will be taken on a journey with it. Which I'm excited to show that journey to people, and I know one thing as well. My mum is gonna love this movie. I knew from when I read it, this is up her street as well. Like, this is gonna be her shit, not like she'll be on this, but so I'm interested to see what she thinks and all that, and yeah, it's exciting.
Awesome. That feeds nicely into my next question, which is what you hope your audience will take away from Blonde Purple when they see it. So obviously it's out in a couple of weeks.
For me, I want them to have fun. I want to have loads of fun. I want to watch the film and take away a sense of enjoyment, but I also want those little moments where there's things that are happening and being said to kind of resonate with them after they've watched the film, 2-3 weeks afterwards as well. So they want to go and revisit them. I want it to kind of spark conversations amongst themselves about things that are in the film that I guess we all have to go through, because although there's racial commentary, there's also family commentary as well. And there's, Ellie plays a character that is very much an antagonist, but also a protagonist at the same time. And I guess our lead, I think Julian also plays a character that could be deemed as a protagonist and also an antagonist. I think he's very much an antagonist of his own journey. So I want people to take away a multitude of things from the film.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, going off of what Marc has said, like, I was thinking about, it's good. I think when we did the screening with the audience, it seemed like it provoked, laughter, upset. Like a lot of people, I could see had gone through shock, through an emotional journey. And the stuff Marc was saying about a character and stuff, and it's gonna sound so friggin' wanky, right? But I went to go see Macbeth on Saturday, and I was bawling my eyes at the end of it. And and this is the same with and I don't know if you think I'm comparing you to Shakespeare, Marc, because I know you're yeah, I'm quite
keep going.
Basically, you watch that play and Macbeth does a bunch of horrible stuff, but you still root for him, and you hate the stuff he does, but you still root for him. And that's a complex human emotion. And I think the characters that have been developed in the script, there's comments on lots of things, but at the end of the day, you're watching humans make choices, and you have an emotional reaction to that. Would I do that choice? Could I do that choice? And I think you go through a lot, like being like hating someone, liking someone, and that's the best kind of art for me. That's complex, not like good, bad. It's bored of that now. And I feel like everyone's minds are turned into like, dislike. It's like shit's way more complex. Humans are way more complex. You're more complex, and you realize it. Hopefully, people realize it watching this film, and they get those reactions. Yeah, and laughing as well. Like I'm just a little. I love when people laugh at stuff I do. I'm just baby like that,
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. It's like I want people to go on like a massive emotional journey and come out and think, wow, what did I just watch? And what has my brain just gone through, essentially? And yeah, spark conversations, like think about it for like time after time, and keep going back to those moments, being like, what does that mean? What did I just experience? What does that make me as a person? Because literally, like Julian said, you watch people literally go on the biggest arc, and you think, hang on, why do I like this person? I really shouldn't. Why do I like them? Do I relate to them? And that's a scary thought. Like, I was playing this character, and at some points I was like, why do I like her? I want people to go on a massive emotional journey with it and almost feel exhausted after watching it. Like I want their brain to go on a workout. That'd be great.
What are you working on at the moment that you can tell us about?
Gosh, what am I working on at the moment I can tell you about? I don't actually know if I can tell. There's two things I'm thinking of, but I don't know if I'm allowed to tell that. But they're good TV stuff, I can't want it. I don't want to get myself in trouble.
I don't want to get you into trouble.
I'm always thinking they're going to cut you as soon as you break the rules. They're going to fire you straight away. So nothing.
Yeah, for me, nothing is confirmed, but been busy with auditions and castings, so just got to hope that something soon will pop up.
It will. And I'm writing a new script, and it's very much at the beginning stages. So for now, just kind of taking it easy and seeing how this film is taken by the public.
Awesome. And where can we find you online to keep up with everything you're doing?
You can find the film on Instagram, Blonde Purple Movie. You can find it. There's a website, blondepurplemovie.com. You can find myself on Instagram at Marcus Flemmings with 2 S's and 2 M's. And you can find us on Facebook as well.
Awesome.
And you guys?
Me on Instagram, just Ellie.Bindman, and then on TikTok, Ellie.Bindman.
I don't really have an online presence, so I don't. Yeah. You can Google me. And stuff like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, it's been absolutely wonderful to speak to you all today. Thank you for taking the time, and congratulations for the film.
Likewise. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care. Thanks very much.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Everyone. Bye.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. Please follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for more content next time.
I thought you came here to rob a bank. You gotta be in this. Do you really want to kill a little girl? Ain't my fault. Is that why you came here today? None of this is my fault. No, don't. She's not the one.
I'm here on the largest of the Balearic Islands, Mallorca, with the turquoise waters of the Mediterranean Sea, beautiful mountainous landscape, the thriving city of Palma, quaint little market towns, a growing number of luxury hotels. It's no surprise that the likes of Audrey Hepburn and Elizabeth Taylor like to holiday here. So come and join me as I take you round Mallorca.
Thank you for watching The Fan Carpet. If you like this video, be sure to click that thumbs up button at the bottom of your screen. And also be sure to subscribe to the Fan Carpet YouTube channels. They're absolutely free and so much fun too. Be sure to check out the official website, thefancarpet.com. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with reviews, competitions, the latest news, and so much more.